I think it's just great for the industry and for audiences that we have two amazing films by amazing filmmakers coming out the same day. And yeah, you spend the whole day in the cinema. What's better than that?
Hi, Barbie!
Hi, Ken!
Hey guys, welcome to Film Mining. Today we'll be talking about my reviews of both Barbie and Oppenheimer, or as it's called, Barbenheimer. And for those of you that don't know what Barbenheimer is, it is the double feature of both Barbie and Oppenheimer, and I had the amazing opportunity of getting to experience this. I saw Barbie first and Oppenheimer second, and spoiler alert, I liked both of them. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Hi, Barbie!
Hi, Ken!
Hi, Ken.
I never once thought in a million years that my first review on my channel would be for a Barbie movie. But after seeing it, I can say proudly that I am honored to be able to review Barbie for my first movie. This movie was fantastic, and I'm not surprised. I'm a big fan of Greta Gerwig. I haven't seen Lady Bird, but I did like Little Women, and I think she did a great job. And this just proved again that she's a great director. I mean, just the cast she brought on for this movie. Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as Barbie and Ken. I can't think of a more perfect casting. I literally can't think of one. And not only did they look the parts, but they were amazing in this. They were both funny. I was kind of scared the humor wouldn't work. I mean, there are some scenes where the humor didn't work, but Ryan Gosling was hilarious. Margot Robbie did great at delivering some pretty emotional scenes while also being funny. But also the supporting cast. I mean, Simu Liu is in this, and he's this hilarious like other Ken. But yeah, the rest of the supporting cast, I mean, they did great. And I love how they're all, like in Barbie Land, they're all playing children in a way. Like it's like, I think Greta Gerwig did a great job at showing it's like children are playing with these Barbie and Kens. Like the way they're talking, it's like children dialogue. Like so simple and so literal that that's how a child would talk.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend-boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
But I also really like that Barbie Land wasn't just a giant green screen. I mean, they actually built this giant set, and you can feel it. Like it's so tangible and it's there. I heard that they used a lot of pink paint making this, and you can definitely see that. But I really appreciate like the realness of using actual sets instead of just like throwing a green screen on there. You don't really see that nowadays, so I really appreciated seeing that like it just made it seem more practical. It seemed like you were actually there. But yeah, I was honestly like pretty surprised with the story. I mean, I wasn't too familiar with the story going into the movie. I don't know if they revealed it much in the trailers, but yeah, I was kind of impressed with the writing of it. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about it without spoiling anything, but the themes that they explored and like how it was all executed, I applauded. I think Greta Gerwig wrote a fantastic script, and it had this cool balance of comedy and emotion and like just silliness, and it usually like sometimes it's pretty hard to like balance those, but I think it all worked pretty well, like considering the context of Barbie Land and the whole concept of this movie. But I definitely recommend seeing it. I mean, I had a good time at the theater. I really enjoyed it. I know this movie is not for everyone, and that is completely okay, but I liked it, and I never thought I'd be saying I liked a Barbie movie this much, but I'm glad I did. So yeah, let's go Barbie. Before I went into this theater to go see Oppenheimer, I had very high expectations. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan, and I love the trailers. I love Cillian Murphy, so my expectations were very high. And oh my gosh, this movie exceeded quite literally all of them, and also surprised me in amazing ways. If I'm correct, I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere that Christopher Nolan had written the script in like a first-person point of view. Like meaning we're in Oppenheimer's perspective, we're thrown into his shoes, and wow, oh my gosh, you feel that right from the start. I mean, just from the beginning, we're thrown into the shoes of a younger Oppenheimer, like when he's in school and when he's studying, and you just feel so like close with him, like not in a literal way, but you feel like that you are him. We literally see what his mind looks like. Nolan shows us like how he perceives quantum physics, and just like how close the camera was with them. I mean, in this brilliant sequence at the very beginning of the movie, it just shows what the rest of the film will be like. This movie is so intimate with Oppenheimer. We're right up on his face. Nolan is not scared to put the camera right on Cillian Murphy's face and just let it sit there. And that just shows the audience like how involved we will be with Oppenheimer's life.
Theory will take you only so far.
But honestly, what really impressed me about this movie was like the pacing of it. I mean, this movie was literally 3 hours long, but did not feel like that at all. Nolan decides to take his story in this like non-linear way, like he's done before with Dunkirk or The Prestige, like to where he's jumping to different points of time at random moments. But the way it's like structured and the way it's paced, it makes the movie like so tense and so engaging. I mean, there's no action in this movie. There's no big action sequence. There's no punch thrown. This isn't like one of his Batman movies, but yet like I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. That's how involved it is. That's how engaging it is. I mean, the way he places his scenes and like at the beginning I was pretty confused on what was going on, but he makes it like that because he wants you to want more. He wants you to want to know more about the story. And as the movie plays on, like, and all these threads from different plot lines continue to carry on, they just all line up perfectly together. And it's so satisfying seeing to the end, like how things all tie together and how certain characters end up where. And it's just very impressive. Once I heard that this movie was 3 hours long, I thought for sure I would get bored at some point. I mean, a 3 hour long movie that I'm guaranteed to be bored at any point in the movie. But I didn't feel that at all. Like, it had me anxious to see what would happen next. And like, I was honestly pretty surprised to see some like horror elements pop up in there. I mean, for example, there's a scene where Oppenheimer's giving a speech to this crowd and they're celebrating the victory of the bombing of Japan and like how this is amazing for America and how the crowd is cheering. It's just a crowd cheering, but you see what Oppenheimer sees and like the terrors that he sees. I don't want to get into like the spoilers of like how he does it, but it almost comes off as like a horror scene, and I was very impressed with that. Like, Nolan uses these technical elements to like show off these terrifying shots, and I don't know how he did it. And I'll never understand how he shot the Trinity test. I mean, apparently he didn't use any CGI shots. I heard that he brought on like forced perspective experts to successfully show the Trinity test, but I just don't know how he did it. I mean, it's so impressive every time to see what Christopher Nolan can do in his attempts to avoid CGI. It's almost a little funny, but I'm just honestly super impressed that he's still able to like push that barrier, like go the extra step, go the extra mile. But yeah, in terms of like the technical aspect, I mean, Christopher Nolan, he showed up once again and he delivered, as he always does, and it was a sight to see. It was amazing. But I was just so captured from this entire film. And I haven't even mentioned the cast yet. I mean, this movie has one of the best casts I've seen in any movie like in a long time. Obviously, Cillian Murphy does amazing. I mean, he's carrying the entire film on his back. But the supporting cast, they showed up. They really did. I mean, I think Robert Downey Jr. definitely deserves the Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actor. And if he doesn't get it, then I don't see how, because he definitely deserves it. But also others like Emily Blunt and Matt Damon and Benny Safdie. I mean, they're all supporting Oppenheimer's, like, his projection through the story, but they killed it. They delivered. They really showed up and did amazing as expected. I mean, these are fantastic actors. But I was honestly really surprised to see like other actors that had such small parts. I mean, for example, we had 3 Academy Award winners for Best Actor in this movie, with Gary Oldman, Casey Affleck, and Rami Malek. And even though their roles were pretty short, and I'm pretty sure they only had like 2 minutes of screen time max, they did amazing. I mean, they were so powerful in their scenes, and they brought this weight to them. I mean, especially Casey Affleck. I mean, he was literally in the movie a minute, maybe 2 minutes, but his lines were so simple and like so quiet, but yet his presence was so powerful, and like the way he delivered them, I don't even know how it was powerful. It just seemed like it was. And that might be due from like the editing of the movie, but the presence Casey Affleck brought was just fantastic, and that just shows for the entire cast. I mean, there's so many people in this movie, and they all showed up. But this movie outperformed in like almost every aspect. I mean, of course, I said just the acting, the entire cast, obviously the direction, I said the pacing, like how the movie was edited, and the story. I mean, this story was sad. Like, there's no there's no happy ending. It's kind of sad what America did to Oppenheimer. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Like, I mean, it is history, but I'd like you to see it on your own. But it's really sad to see what America did to Oppenheimer after everything he did for them, and just the fact that we have weapons that have such power like they do is honestly frightening. And this movie does a fantastic job at showing that theme and just portraying that message. But yeah, Christopher Nolan outdid himself once again. I'll definitely be thinking about this movie for a while. It's going to stick in the back of my head for a while. I mean, it has already, and I know it will. I'm definitely seeing it again. I recommend seeing it in the biggest theater possible if you can, or don't, but still I think you should. But yeah, I had a successful Barbenheimer day. I'm glad I enjoyed both movies. But I'd like to hear what y'all think. I mean, if you like them, if you didn't like them, just let me know what y'all think. I love interacting or seeing other movie commentary. So yeah, just comment down below, and thanks for watching. Bye.